I'll call this meeting of the Roxborough City Council to order. Hope all of you are warming up and finding a comfortable seat here with us, and hope our deliberations will be of benefit to you. Our first item tonight is the adoption of our agenda. There are a couple of adjustments, which I'll go ahead and make at this time. Under new business, item number 8, which is our audit presentation, that has been moved to a special called meeting on November 17. So we want to make sure we will strike item number 8 under new business. Are there any other changes to be made? I believe that's all I have, unless there's anything else the council needs to ask about.
Mayor, if there are no other changes, I move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Chandler and seconded by Ms. Petty that we approve our agenda. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Next is the consideration of our consent agenda. Surprises
I
there.
commend the police department for stepping up with Christian Health Center. Pinto Bean did. I look forward to whenever that happens.
Okay, anything else? Any other comments for the consent agenda? Would there be a motion?
Madam Mayor, make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
It's been moved by Ms. Petty and seconded by Ms. Outlaw that we approve our consent agenda. Is there any, I do need to mention one thing real quick. There is a corrected resolution I hope you all saw in your packet. That was from
Yes.
last month. Just want to make sure you all did. That was just a serial number adjustment, so that's what that correction is about. So before we take the vote, make sure I mention that. So if there's no other discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay. Next, we have our recognition segment tonight, and tonight we're certifying our new K-9 Rocky, Chief S.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council, members of the public. Good evening. It is my honor to introduce to the community K-9 Officer Ward and his partner Rocky. Officer Ward began his career with the Roxborough Police Department on June 11th of 2022 after being honorably discharged from the United States Army. During his initial interview, he made it clear that his career goal was to become a K-9 officer. And from that day, he volunteered to assist our prior K-9 handler and Sheriff Deputy K-9 handlers with training. He took the initiative to attend K-9 legal update training through the North Carolina Justice Academy to equip him with legal knowledge and understanding of liability as a K-9 officer. After a K-9 interview and physical fitness assessment, he was selected by a panel of experienced K-9 officers and department supervisors. He completed an extensive residential-based K-9 training course, accumulating over 500 hours of training, learning all areas of K-9 utilization. Upon completion of the K-9 school, he and K-9 Rocky were evaluated on October 5th by 3 police K-9 instructors through the North Carolina Police Dog Association to demonstrate proficiency in narcotics detection, evidence searches, area searches, building searches, trackings for missing and wanted persons, control and obedience, and officer protection. K-9 Rocky is trained and certified to detect marijuana, powder cocaine, crack cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamine. The team passed all areas of proficiency, earning their first certification as a K-9 team. And since then, they've began serving the citizens of Person County. They've participated in several community policing activities, conducted public demonstrations. They've completed 2 building searches already, 1 evidence search, and a track for a wanted person, and several narcotic sniffs for drugs off the street. So, as you can tell, Rocky is almost like his handler. There is no off switch. He's ready to go all the time. Rocky is about 16 months, is that correct? 16 months, 17 months, Belgian Malinois. It was imported from overseas. purebred Belgian Malinois, and he is a delight to work with. So,
We can tell.
anything you'd like to say in addition to Officer Ward?
No, I just appreciate the opportunity, glad to be here. You'll be seeing him a lot more at all the events, so. He's young though, he's got a lot of calming down.
He's a handsome fella. He's ready to work.
Madam Mayor, this will be your final canine during your tenure as
Yes.
mayor. Would you like to come forward and take a photograph
I
with
would
the
love
canine?
to. Thank you. Yes. They tell you not to ever work with animals and children, but I'll make an exception. That's in the theater. Because they get all the attention, and that's wonderful. I don't like it. You're a sweetheart, it's what you are. I can tell you. Look nice in the picture. Is it nice in the picture?
What's he smelling? Might you know to check her. Check her out. Check her out.
But he's like, you don't pet me now. I just want to play.
You're a good boy. Yes, you are. You're a good boy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, members of council.
How many have we certified? I'm trying to remember.
He's the third, Rocky's the third canine in the last 10 or 12 years. So we had canine Danny for a long time.
Yes.
And then he retired. Then we got Kilo.
Got Kilo.
And
Bring him on
now
up here.
Rocky.
Okay, I think it has
And
been at least 3.
I'll share, correct me if I'm wrong, Officer Ward, but his name was chosen after your grandfather, who's retired law enforcement, correct?
He did 30 years with RMPD and 15 years in the commercials.
Wow.
And everybody called him Rocky Balboa.
That's great. That's great. Well, we appreciate you bringing him tonight, and we're proud of you, Officer Rocky. You go find all the bad stuff you can possibly sniff. We are so proud of you. All right.
Rocky ain't gonna be no good. He's spoiled already.
He's ready to work. See, I know where the love is. Thank you, officer. All right. Well, just to prove that we haven't totally gone to the dogs tonight, we do have something very special to present tonight to a very special lady. I'm going to come down. I'll be running my laps tonight. One of the things we get to do as a council is recognize our citizens for all kinds of commemorations, everything from pastor anniversaries, church anniversaries, and landmark birthdays. In the city of Roxborough, you have to be at least 80 to get one of these certificates. And while we recognize all the birthdays after 80, certainly those that have zeros tend to be the most popular. And it is my extreme pleasure to be able to present this, I'm trying not to get emotional, this certificate tonight to a lady that has been so incredibly special to me because she happens to be my mother-in-law. And I'll tell anyone who asks me, I see people make jokes about mothers-in-law and say things about mothers-in-law. I hit the jackpot. I truly did. I won the lottery when it comes to a mother-in-law. So I just want the world to know that. So this is presented tonight to Ms. Jean Davis Newell, honoring her 100th birthday, which was on September 1st, 2025. On behalf of the City of Roxborough Mayor, City Council, and citizens, we celebrate you. Me, Mama, would you like to come up and join me for a moment? It's my pleasure. I'll turn around so we're on the camera. There's a camera right up here. I'll send you this certificate and wish you all the very best in many years to come. But this is not the only reason you're here tonight. I had to set up the arrangement for you to be here because there's something else that we are presenting to you. I will introduce Representative Ray Jeffers from the North Carolina General Assembly, who is here to make a special presentation of his own.
So I have something, you can have a seat here. I'm going to read a little something and present something to you. Good evening, Madam Mayor, council members, friends, and community. It is truly an honor to be here tonight in Roxboro to celebrate a remarkable North Carolina native, a cherished member of our community, and a living treasure of Person County, Mrs. Jean Davis Newell. Mrs. Newell's contributions to our state and her community are extraordinary. From her early years helping her father run his family business to her time at Meredith College, where she excelled in vocal performance and leadership. Mrs. Newell has exemplified dedication, hard work, and service throughout her life. After graduation, she came to Roxboro to serve as Director of Religious Studies and Choir at Roxboro Baptist Church. There she met her husband, and together they ran Roxboro Broomworks for more than 40 years, all while raising 5 children and continuing her service in music, education, and civic life. But perhaps her most enduring legacy is that as a historian and community leader. Mrs. Newell co-founded the Person County History Museum, researching exhibits and helping preserve over 200 years of our local history. Today, the museum stands as a testament to her vision, dedication, and love for this community. Her work has inspired generations and ensured that the story of Person County is preserved for the future. So tonight it is my honor to present Mrs. Jean Davis Newell with the North Carolina Order of the Longleaf Pine, one of our state's highest honors. This award recognizes outstanding service to the state and communities, and there is no one more deserving. Mrs. Newell, on behalf of the people of North Carolina, thank you for your lifetime of leadership, service, and inspiration. Your dedication has made a lasting impact on Roxboro, Person County, and the entire state. So it is my honor on behalf of the state of North Carolina and Governor Josh Stein to present the Order of the Longleaf Pine, reposing special confidence in the integrity, learning, and zeal of Jean Davis Newell. I do by these present and confer the Order of the Longleaf Pine with the rank of Ambassador Extraordinary, privileged to enjoy fully all rights granted to members of this exalted order, among which is a special privilege to propose the following North Carolina toast in select company anywhere in the free world. Here's to the land of the longleaf pine, the summer land where the sun doeth shine, where the weak grow strong and the strong grow great. Here to down home, the old North State. Congratulations.
I was 20 years old when I got here. I was able to work here, worship here, marry here, and raise family here, all with these wonderful people from Person County and Roxboro. What a privilege it has been. And I am so thankful. I know I have to do my best. Thank you so much. Oh, my. I can't believe this. This is something that is totally privileged. Take some pictures if you want to.
It only took 100 years to get it.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much.
Here, let me,
George is back there.
what's it, Don? Do you want me to take some pictures? Let me take-
One, two, three, smile, everybody. Smile.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
But I did want to say. You may, absolutely. Can you take the mic, yes, ma'am? No, I have said. You said I wanted to say.
She said she's ready to go home. She's no more. You know what? I'll do that.
By the time we all get it, we're going to need it.
Is this mine? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had to create a little diversion to make that a true surprise.
Oh, okay.
Because, well, see, she'd already received a proclamation from the county. So when we were trying to sort out which meeting to present this, this was the next available time, so that she wouldn't
Well, it should.
suspect, yeah. So I'm glad that I got to do it today. All right,
I see we got a scout here tonight.
yes, we did.
All right.
Well,
Working on a merit badge. Hopefully it won't be too boring for you.
which troop are you from? 4223, which organization? Who's your sponsoring? Are you with a church? Is it a church?
We were a Methodist, but I think we're a Gateway Baptist.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, okay, wonderful, yes, okay, great, welcome. Okay, that's all our recognition for tonight. Next, we have public comment, and this is the time during our meeting when any citizen may come forward and address the council for up to 5 minutes. Ms. Maybe, I see that you signed up for the special use permit. That is going to be a particular agenda item, so that would be appropriate for that time, because you have to be sworn. So if we'll just forego the public comment piece of this because you're here for a particular agenda item, if that's okay. We appreciate your working with us on that. Is there anyone else for public comment? If they don't come forward at this time, you could come forward if you didn't sign up, but I don't see anyone moving, and it's mostly family here now, so we'll always have that period available to our citizens. Okay, so next we'll move on to public hearings and ordinance matters. Item number 1 is 508 Ivy Street. This is a special use permit, and anyone wishing to speak on this matter will need to come forward and be sworn. So do please approach the podium here, and we will issue the oath. Anyone else? All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to deliver is true and accurate to the best of your ability, so help you God? Thank you. All right, Ms. Johnson.
So in your agenda packet, you have the original application. This is a special use permit request for a double-wide manufactured home to be placed at the existing lot 508 Ivy Street. The applicant is Clayton Homes of Roxborough, but on behalf of the owner, William Johnson. Included in your packet, you have the applicant findings of fact. So for each special use permit application, they're required to submit evidence, factual evidence and/or testimony for each of the required findings. The use description as outlined by the applicant is this will be a 24-foot by 48-foot manufactured home, and then they have submitted responses to each of the 8 findings of fact. You also have the site plan, which shows the proposed home, and again, I'll mention, as stated in the staff report, there is an existing dwelling on the property at this time that will be demolished, and then this structure will be placed in its place. They do meet all of the minimum setback requirements for the structure, as well as the uncovered decks and porches that are associated with the structure. Any questions about the location or the structure before I continue? Great. So in the staff report, you have the details outlining the location, as I've mentioned, 508 Ivy Street. That's tax map 356, record number 14967. The property is zoned R6 residential, and the lot constitutes 0.17 acres in size. You do have a map there to help you orient yourself. This is located just near the intersection of Ivy Street, Lamberth, and Moorhead Streets. The findings of fact include much of the information that I've already provided to you, but also because of the size of the lot, the house will be oriented such that the front of the home will be parallel with the side property line. So you're, generally used to seeing a home oriented where the front door faces out onto the street. We don't have an ordinance requirements that you must do so, and because of the size of that lot, they can turn their house sideways to still meet the setbacks. There is an existing driveway on the site. While our current ordinance would require a wider driveway, you are allowed to continue to use your existing driveway if you're not making any modifications. There were no issues identified from the building inspections, fire department, public services, planning department, or DOT. And so the only requested condition of approval, should council move to approve the request, is that the applicant be required to submit all necessary details, applications, and documents for the required building inspections compliance. And then set aside change of use, it should say, for the site plan.
All right, since we don't have anyone here to speak for or against this project, then I guess I'll close the public hearing, and we'll come now to the council for questions.
Have we, not being in opposition at all, but have we approved others before that would turn that way?
I don't recall, to be certain. I know that I have approved some administratively that didn't have to come before you all, just another home being constructed in such a manner. I feel like there may have been one other that came to you all that way.
Yeah, and I just know that there are some lots available that could be done on, and that's what I'm just.
Yeah.
Now, when I drove by that, I thought the lot beside it was vacant.
It is.
It is, okay. It's just showing a house on it on here.
It
But-
may be left over from previous, a
Okay.
lot of times the surveyors will pull data from old plats of record. I think that house burned, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken.
I'm just thinking this tends to be more affordable housing. Usually the manufactured homes tend to be more affordable housing. You've got.
Generally, that's gonna have a one in front of it in that situation.
And
Yeah.
so how can we encourage them to go to those other lots? Do the same thing? That's just it. I mean, there'd be 4 lots right there beside it.
I will say, I'm not
I'm
related.
not a big proponent of manufactured homes like that, but given our circumstances today, I mean, it brings in affordable housing, so,
And
Sure.
infill development.
and infield, correct.
Sure. I don't know that it's directly related to the decision that
I
you're
know.
making this evening,
Just-
but I'll mention, with your UDO update that we have underway, one of the things I've shared with the consultant is that all of the double-wide manufactured special use permits you've received in my tenure have been approved. So it may be worth exploring if that can be handled as a permitted use, maybe with some supplemental regulations.
Okay.
At least in some districts, if not all residential districts.
All right.
So that may be a way to encourage more
I was
folks if
thinking
it
we
takes
had not
less
turned any
time.
down.
I'm sorry.
I was thinking we had not turned any down.
No, not since I've been here. I don't believe you have.
I have to admit that I turned some down when I was on the Board of Adjustments, but times have changed.
You do have a motion format guide to assist you in making your motion whenever you are ready to do so. I believe that is the last page in that packet.
I'll make- I'll make a motion that we approve the special use permit request presented in docket SUP 2025-10 with the recommended conditions, and to direct the city planning director to prepare a written decision to reflect the proceedings of tonight's meeting and the reasons for our decision.
Second. So,
It's been moved by Ms. Outlaw.
Mr. Baker, he was gonna do it anyway.
It's been moved by Ms. Outlaw and seconded by Mr. Baker that the special use permit be approved. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Next is 45 Abbott Street, also a special use permit, which I will now declare open. And those wishing to come to speak will need to be sworn. Okay. for the,
You got
there we go.
a gentleman
Just
coming up
slide
beside
it
you
in,
there.
there you go. Do you all solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to deliver is true and accurate to the best of your ability, so help you God? Thank you.
So this also is a special use permit request. You have the original application in your packet. This, as described on the application, is CHI Construction, wishes to occupy the space at 45 Abbott Street for their offices. The applicant is CHI Construction. Looking at the applicant submitted findings of fact that you have here in your packet, again, the CHI Construction Office, and they have provided a response to each of the 8 findings of fact. You have the site map. Any questions about the location, 45 Abbott Street? Great. In the staff report, you have some of the details I've already outlined, but also that this is tax map and parcel 279, record number 11129. The proposed use, of course, being location of the construction office. There is no outside storage associated with the use. The owner of the property is Hall's Agribusiness LLC, and the property is zoned B3. The parcel constitutes .19 acres, but it does include multiple other buildings and suites. This is located on the corner of Abbott and South Lamar, so it's a part of that large block area owned by Hall's Agribusiness. Looking at the findings included, the building, the specific location, 45 Abbott, is 564 square feet in size. Again, it's located on a parcel with home to other businesses, including a restaurant and coffee shop. There's an apartment as well as some office and retail space in the vicinity. This was previous the location of Whitfield's Barber Shop. There are no proposed changes to the building footprint as a part of the new business operations. The applicant provided the following information related to the business operations. The maximum staffing levels will include 3 employees, but there will only be a single employee most of the time. The only vehicles associated with the business will be those driven by employees daily. There will be no on-site equipment or material storage, and the hours of operation will be 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. In the B3 district, there are no parking requirements, so even though this would be a change of use from the barber shop to a construction office, there are no parking, buffering, or landscaping requirements in the B3 district. Staff did receive a few inquiries about the project after we posted notice, mailed letters, and ran the legal ad in the paper. The primary concerns shared with staff included wanting to know if there would be vehicles or equipment that would be parked on the street or in the city parking lot. And again, the applicant has submitted information to state there will not. Building inspections will need to evaluate the scope of work as it is later submitted. There were no requirements from environmental health, fire, public services, my department, or NCDOT. And then lastly, staff did have one recommended condition of approval. It's the same as the last. Applicant is required to submit all necessary details, applications, and documents for required building inspections compliance for the change of use. And I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have for me.
We can hear our other 2
Yes.
parties and then come back to Ms. Johnson. Everybody okay with that? All right. Whichever of you would like to go first. Just please state your name, address, all that.
Excuse me, Julie Mabey, 1037 Younger Road. And I've got to commend Ms. Johnson, this very thorough staff report addressing the required findings of fact. And I do concur with those findings of fact that you mentioned there. And that as far as the office location at 45 Abbott Street, there's not going to be any outside storage, no commercial vehicles parked there. There's other offices right in that immediate area. The site's going to be served by water and sewer. I concur about requiring to get the adequate permits that you need in the plan details, and commend you again for checking with the other departments and seeing their thoughts about this. I can personally state that I've worked with CHI Construction in the past, and what they state they're going to do, they're going to do. It's going to comply with the codes. So I speak in support of this request.
Okay, thank you. Screen.
Hi, Calvin Clayton, owner, operator, CHI Construction. Mainly signed up in case I needed to come up here and defend myself in any way. I hope I don't have to do that, but we want to relocate just our administrative section. There may be, from time to time, a CHI van that parked in a parking spot for a second to run in to pick up a paperwork or something, but no more than it would be if we were stopping in here to come in to pick up some paperwork or something. So primarily, it's just going to be myself, Dustin, and Morgan, which is our administrative assistant, occupying this space and an occasional meeting of clients here. We think if this location would be great to meet clients, so we can go up the street, get a cup of coffee, get a sandwich, something like that, do some daytime lunch meetings versus where we're at now is 1427 North Main Street. I built that building in 2008. It's been occupied by several different entities during the time, but we've been in there since 2015. We've got plans underway to turn that into a different facility, so we just need to downsize and put our administrative offices somewhere more conducive, and I couldn't think of a better spot than trying to come uptown. Not trying to be the Jeffersons, but I would like to be uptown.
We like that.
I do have one question.
Sure.
How in the world are you gonna get all the hair out of that place? I mean, it was only a barber shop for what, 40 years?
Yes, questionable. Well, you know, we do restoration work, so we turn a lot of fire damage, water damage,
Great
mold and
answer.
mildew damage, so
Yeah.
hopefully we can handle the hair part. I'm not sure we'll ever get it all out, but I can assure you we won't be cutting hair in there.
That's a great answer.
Oh, man.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Clayton?
We appreciate you looking uptown. We
Thank
do.
Indeed. Thank you. All right. Since there are no other speakers that have been sworn for this testimony, we will then close the public hearing and bring the matter back to Ms. Johnson for questions.
And if you don't have any questions, you do have your motion format
Motion
guide
format.
to help you through whatever decision you might want to make.
Mayor, make a motion that we approve the special use permit request presented in docket SUP 2025-09 with the recommended conditions and to direct the city planning director to prepare a written decision to reflect the proceedings of tonight's meeting and the reasons for our decision.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Phillips and seconded by Ms. Petty that we approve the special use permit for 45 Abbott Street. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you all. Those written decisions will be in your consent agenda next month.
All right, thank you.
So no way I can come get a haircut there.
You better bring your own.
It ain't gonna matter, hold on.
Okay. Next is the special events application for the J.C.'s Christmas Parade, G-Fest.
Good evening again, Madam Mayor, members of council. Before you tonight for approval is the annual J.C.'s Christmas Parade. No changes to the historic use of the parade, and the parade safety rules are included in the packet for your approval.
COI looks great.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you helping me out over that.
So basically, you're saying there's no changes to what we've done. Okay.
No changes, second Saturday, step off at 2 o'clock, road closures an hour before.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the special event application.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we approve the special event application for the J.C.'s Christmas Parade. Is there any further discussion?
And I can't throw candy,
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Sorry.
but I can walk and give out candy.
Yes, sure can.
Yes, you sure can. Good question, but yes, thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We did have a motion, right?
Yeah, I made the motion.
That's right, okay, just making sure, thank you. So that motion was by Mr. Chandler, seconded by Mr. Baker, sorry.
Councilwoman Outlaw, you walk with me and keep up with me.
Hold on now, don't do that. When I put the pavement, I can get and go now.
Can you promise to hand me some Snickers?
Just make sure that whatever car we ride on, don't go too far behind us, because I might slow down.
All right. Good enough. We're looking forward to that. Next is the Person County Tourism and Development Authority Annual Report. Ms. Mabee. Welcome. Delighted to have you with us tonight.
So pleased to be here. I'm a tourism person, wouldn't be a tourism person if they didn't hand out material. Take one and pass them down.
I think it is.
Good evening.
Heard a lot of good comments about the signs, by the way.
Wonderful, wonderful. Julie Mabee with Person County Tourism Development Authority, here speaking on behalf of the board. Our boards consist of 6 members, and first want to state that Chair Claudia Berryhill apologizes for not being here tonight. She had another meeting conflict, but we do have other board members, and I want to thank them for serving on this board, 3 which are appointed by the city council and also 3 by the county. I just want to mention their names because at the Tourism Development Authority, we're a partnership, we're a team. We work with our community partners, which the city of Roxborough, Person County, so many folks, all of us pulling together for the common good of our community. It makes all the difference. But our board members, besides Chair Berryhill, Vice Chair Biren Patel, Board Member Ursula Long, Board Member Sally Humphreys, and Board Member Margaret McMahon. We're here to promote tourism in Person County and Roxbury. We're your cheerleaders. We want to do the hurrah. This is a great place to be because it is. We want to encourage programs that balance economic growth, preserve natural and cultural heritage. And included in that team, and I've got to add, is Katie Ann Brand, who's the Assistant Director of Marketing and Communication. You can't do this work without social media and marketing. She's excellent in this area and many others. Dan Craig with D.H. Craig, and also Senior Accountant Sandra Carver, and our attorneys. And it takes this whole team to make this happen. Al Benchoff and Lydia Lavelle with the Bro Law Firm. Also our ex-official, our finance officer, Tracy Clayton from Person County, and countless volunteers. Again, going back to our other partners, that would be the Chamber, the Uptown Roxborough Group, Piedmont Community College, and also the Small Business Center, city and county departments. When we were doing the wayfinding signs, this wouldn't have been possible. We all worked together to make this happen. The Roxborough Merchants Association, NCDOT, and all of the different shopping establishments that we worked with, the venues, Person County Veterans Council, the Courier-Times, Person County Cooperative Extension. And I just have to mention all of this again in presenting the annual report. This is not possible without everyone working together. Each year, the board, and just a little historic, each year the board sets goals of things that they want to accomplish. And one, increasing traffic at the visitor center, promoting and advocating for local events and tourist attractions, a visitor's guide, which was included, a link in your agenda packet to the digital version of the visitor's guide. It's now live on our website. Anyone's welcome to connect to that. The wayfinding sign project, phase 1 is completed with the exception of a map kiosk in front of the courthouse, which should be shortly. And we're now getting ready to embark on the second phase, and also looking at other capital projects, and then again looking at organizational things. And the main thing to talk this evening about was our 2025 report, and talking about visitor spending in Person County. The economic impact has increased from the prior year over 4% to over $57.6 million in Person County, visitor spending, people going to our places to shop and dine, staying in our hotels. I have to say words of praise for our local hotels and our short-term rentals. It's through their monies that they generate that we're able to do these different projects. Also included in the annual report is the fact that we awarded over $94,624 in grants for local tourist attractions and events. And on the back side of the report, I won't read it all, just highlight, we tried to be kind of a wide-ranging, awarded a grant to Bucks and Bass, and that was for fishing tours out on Hyco and Mayo Lake in Person County. Contributions to the City of Roxborough fireworks. We worked with Roxborough and Person County for that event, and we really do appreciate the city coordinating that event. There's been bird festivals, there's been many of things, Person County Arts Council, the Free Movie Fridays, the seasonal program guides, a number of sponsorships with Uptown Roxborough, the mural on Halls Way that has been retouched and refurbished. That was in part through a grant from the Tourism Development Authority. There was a Little League tournament this past summer, grants through that. Grants for billboards in the Raleigh, Greensboro area for the Walnut Hills, working with the Person County veterans. And I can go on and on about this. Rocks Fest, Willow Oak Music Festival, a number of golf tournaments, a concert out at Tunnel Creek Vineyards, and so forth. We've seen revenues increase almost 9% since 2022 to $502,456. Because of the recent hurricane, we did see a decrease the first couple of months of this fiscal year, so we're keeping a pretty tight budget on that. We continue to do our marketing on Facebook and Instagram and on our website. But again, I want to thank you all for what you do, and also our board and our partners, because without that, it would not be better in person. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Mabee. We appreciate
Has
your.
the new location helped out?
It has helped out. It's a lot more folks coming from the southern part of the community, kind of a gateway coming in from that direction. We're going to continue our marketing efforts to increase more traffic in that location. And we'll continue working on our gateway signs, and once maybe we have some coming into Person County, welcome to Person County, but we're continuing to move forward. Welcome to the City of Roxborough too. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Item number 5 is the job description update. Ms. Rogers. I should say, Human Resources Director, Pamela Rogers.
Thank you. So tonight we have for your consideration 2 job description updates. Our police management assistant position, the person in that is going to be anticipating retiring next month after 25 years, over 25 years of service to the city. And so we get to celebrate her retirement, but this also gives us an opportunity to look at the job description and make any changes that may be needed. We have a few that staff is proposing for you tonight due to best changes in procedures and best practices. There's a lot of red on this job description. The bulk of that, though, revolves around the accreditation. This position will help to maintain and manage a lot of the accreditation procedures that they do to maintain that. This is something that is a non-sworn position, so this is a good use of time. We can let the sworn officers go and do what they have been trained to do, and then have this position do the accreditation and keep that going for us. The other part that we have in here, a main part that we have, is supervision of the part-time parking enforcement officer position. This police management position already supervises the records clerk, who is the lady that you see when you walk through the door. She's sitting there at the desk. So that police management position does supervise that, and we're proposing to have it supervise the part-time parking enforcement officer also. This makes natural sense because the police management assistant is a Monday through Friday 8 to 5 job. The parking enforcement officer, while part-time, also works during the hours of Monday through Friday 8 to 5. And our sworn staff don't always work Monday through Friday 8 to 5. So this is kind of come about naturally. It was the way that it has been handled, and we just want to make it a permanent. Also with that position, we also have the part-time parking enforcement officer position job description in here for you to consider tonight. The change that we'll make with that is if you approve the police management position, we change that to say that they would be supervised by that position. And we also changed that they would not any longer unlock vehicles. That was something from an old job description, and we don't do that anymore.
Okay.
And I'll be glad to answer any questions I can about that.
Any questions for Ms. Rogers?
Don't be sad that I remember when Miss Davis started up
She's going to be missed.
there. Yeah, I'm just thinking, I didn't realize it'd been 25 years, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a little over 25
Yeah.
years. So,
Wow.
yeah, by the time she leaves, it'll be,
Oh, actually, it was up there, yeah.
yes,
But, yeah.
yes, yes.
Seemed like I read something in the consent agenda about her, and she had been commended for something that she did. Is that right? Is that consent agenda? Or am I just thinking?
I don't recall either, I'm sorry.
It's fine. Okay.
Oh, yeah. So when is her last day?
Her last day will be, I think it's December 10th. I'm sorry, I have 3 retirements on my desk.
Okay, so she'll be
Excuse me, so yes, I
retiring.
think hers is December 10th.
Okay, great. All right, so we need an approval of this job description update.
Madam Mayor, I make an approval for the job description update.
Second.
It's been moved by Ms. Petty, it's seconded by Mr. Chandler, that we approve the job description update presented by Ms. Rogers. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Ms. Johnson back for the Barden Street Park Planting Design Project.
Oh, I don't usually get to bring you fun things anymore. This is fun. Happy to have one for a change. You all are probably quite aware that the city has only one city-maintained park, that is the park over on Barden Street, which does not have an official name, and we might get around to that at some point, so if you have some clever ideas, I'm all ears. But we've been trying to show it a little more love lately, and one of the things that we had an opportunity to do is add some plantings to the area. There's a large grassed area outside of the park itself between the parking lot and the fence. And as you know, grass requires a lot of mowing and maintenance, and there's some native plant species that do not and can also benefit the pollinators in our community. So we've had some conversations with a local horticulturist who has helped me with some projects in the past, as well as our extension extension agent, Johnny Coley. He's been assisting us with this project. And so in your packet, you have the proposed design for some pollinator plantings that we would like to do outside of the Barden Street Park. We're going to start small with just a little semicircle area outside of the gate. And if everything goes well with that and it's well received, we'd like to build upon this in some future years as we have the funds to do so. We do have some local students who will be volunteering with our horticulturist and our extension agent to help bring this about, so we're also going to get the kids involved and hopefully get them excited about planting, about pollinators, and about their natural environment. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have about the project. I have included some images of the proposed flowers and plant species that we would like to use in the area. We have also talked with Rolling Hills Garden Center about sourcing these, so we will be sourcing locally for our plant materials.
That's great.
Is there students going to be assisting you with it?
Yes.
Are they from Purcell or?
I believe they are from Southern. I emailed my contact earlier today to confirm was it South or Southern, and I think it is Southern because I think they were middle school students.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't- I know, doesn't Person have a,
They have a FFA.
They do, and they have helped us with some other projects. This particular one, I think the teacher has been looking for a hands-on project, and he knew my horticulture assistant, Jessica, and so they spoke, and this seemed to be a good fit for them at this time.
How's it with Mr. Whitfield?
That does not sound like the name of the teacher she mentioned.
I know he was doing something at the city farm breakfast, that's why.
Gotcha,
Brian
gotcha.
Whitfield.
Right.
Okay, okay.
I know
He's at
RC
Northern.
I think RCS has
He's
some.
going back to Northern Nixon.
Oh, that's
some-
right, that's right.
I know they got a greenhouse and they sell stuff, so I don't know, you may
Yep.
be able to find some
Yep,
help
we've,
in that, and maybe some of the civic clubs may,
I think that, isn't it the Rotary
Garden
the Rotary?
garden club.
they put up the
provided
fence.
The fence.
They
okay,
did the
yeah.
fencing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I knew that, I was thinking that, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they would be interested in
We
helping with the plans.
We originally started, and since it's a small area, we don't
Yeah,
need
yeah,
a ton of people for this particular thing. But we absolutely would love to have others involved as we go forward. We first started thinking we might make this a master gardener project, since they've already done the pollinator planter area behind the public library. But then when the students were interested, I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
that
yeah.
would be a good opportunity.
is-
So we
yeah.
may still have some master gardeners help us out the day of. We're hoping to be able to do this on the 17th, if you all approve, of course. But yes, we always look forward to an opportunity to have the students involved.
Yeah, that's other things I do.
Out of curiosity, does that park get used a lot?
Oh, yeah.
I walk uptown regularly, and we often see people there. I know that a lot of kids that when they're at the library, their parents will take them across to use the park during the day. But even in the evenings, we'll see neighborhood kids that have gone up there to enjoy the park space. So I guess it depends on your definition of a lot, but I do see it regularly used. Yes.
There's always someone there when I drive by. I mean, it's always someone there, you know, even if just one child or two, usually at least two or more children out there playing.
And if anybody would like black walnuts, the trees have been very bountiful this year, and there's a ton of them out there.
Really? I'll have to go,
Yeah, they're a mess
are
to
they
clean off.
inside the fence or?
They're on Aunt Lou's property and
Okay.
inside the fence.
I'll talk to her about that.
Yeah, she'll let you have some pecans too if you ask real nice.
Oh, I don't, I've got plenty,
I hear you.
but glad to see something like this happening. I know,
Yes.
I appreciate the fun things like this.
Yep.
That's why I think we'll talk.
Apparently my daughter played there for 45 minutes today. I just got
Hey.
texted.
Very good.
Apparently my wife's watching.
Okay.
Yes, and I walk often up there, and 90% of the time you go by that place, there's somebody in there.
I think since we've put up the lighting in the area, we see fewer adults late in the evening and more children at appropriate times of day. So I'm glad about that.
Does this require an approval?
I would like your approval, yes. Since we're
Okay.
modifying your property that you own,
Okay.
I would like your approval.
All right, that sounds good.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Baker and seconded by Ms. Outlaw that we approve the the Barden Street Park Planting Design Project as presented. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you all. Weather permitting, I'll have some pictures for you in your consent agenda in December.
And you said it was going up in November?
We are going to try our best to do it on Monday. We hoped to get this to you in October, but we are working with volunteers and sometimes schedules don't line up, so we were not able to get this before you in October. And now that we're getting into the cold portion of the year, we're a little limited on time to get the plantings installed. So we're hoping all will go well to have it done on Monday. Public Services folks are helping us out a great deal.
Great.
Later this week, they're going to be scraping off that top level of grass and dirt to get it prepped and primed and put some fresh topsoil out there for us so that on Monday it will be nice and wonderful for new plants.
Fantastic. And that's the day of our audit meeting at noon, so, yes, just letting you know. We all have something else that morning, so we'll have to have a look in the afternoon.
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you all.
Here tonight should be melted by then.
Yeah, there
If we see any appreciable snow, I'll make a snowball. All right, next is our 2026 chemical bids, and that is Mr. Lockhart.
Thank you, Mayor. Relevant to the snow, we're actually having trouble getting a price on roadway salt. Staff will continue to work on that, but yes, we did open our chemical bids earlier today, and I want to thank Linda Clayton for her basically taking the bull by the horns. She put out the packet, she sent them out to the vendors, she coordinated with the wastewater plant, the water plant, and the public services director to try to get everything grouped together. At your seat at the dais today, you have a chemical bid sheet. Also, I've pulled it up on the board here. But you'll see primarily most of our chemical prices have stabilized, but there are two substantial increases, and that's on blended orthophosphate and liquid sodium permanganate. Staff is recommending, as our usual, that the council select the lowest responsible bids, and that's highlighted on the reverse side of your sheet. The low bids are shown in the chart above, just giving you a comparison of where we've been from previous years to where we currently are. And blended orthophosphate price can vary based on the volume of water used to mix, and that's a pesticide, if I'm not mistaken, not a herbicide, correct, Brian? Blended orthophosphate, is that that's a herbicide, not a pesticide? Okay. But depending on the mix of water, so that is a little confusing on the bids, but basically the lowest price was the dry ton price presented by Caris LLC for that one. And then again, we are working with direct inquiries of both Cargill, who we previously bought roadway salt from, and from Morton's, yes, the salt company, for roadway salt. And Brian's actually tried to discuss with DOT if we cannot get a commitment for salt purchases, if it would be possible to piggyback with them and use some of their supply, and they've actually expressed that they have also had trouble getting prices on salt, roadway salt.
Why is that?
Tariffs? Just
I did a quick Google search, Raleigh, Sanford, several larger municipalities went in together and put out a bid at the end of October 27th. There is a shortage of salt. When I contacted Cargill, they said Wilmington and Suffolk were not allowing salt to be imported into their ports. So that has cut Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina off for a lot of salt.
And salt is also a low margin product. So what you primarily see are the importers themselves, going direct to consumer or direct to municipality in this case. Instead of having like Unilever or one of these other chemical companies, they don't even bid it because it's such a low margin. But if we can't even get a price, we've asked them to go ahead and provide us a price as well. So we may bring back the price on roadway salt later.
Okay. All right, so I guess we need to approve the
The lowest
bids that have been opened and highlighted here. There are no other questions? We can get an update on the salt when it comes, right? If we get any.
DOT's having trouble, everybody's having trouble.
Do we have any at all?
We have a very small amount.
Should cover tonight.
Let's do. Do we have any alternatives? I know that, I'm just curious more than anything else. Salt is it, huh?
We're actually a low volume user of salt because we do mix and we do brine. And some people do use sand, but I would not suggest that. Makes a nightmare for cleaning our storm
Yeah.
drains. I
No,
think
we
that's
don't
a
want
good
that in
idea.
a stormwater.
With that, and when we use it, it tracks in, the sand tracks into businesses. We used to use sand,
Yes.
but it stays in the sidewalk, and it tracks into businesses.
Yeah,
I like it. Right.
okay,
It's hard to keep it clean.
that's true. Thank you. All right.
We gonna be staying home if it's snowing.
Mayor, I make a motion that we approve the lowest responsible bids as indicated for the chemicals here.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Phillips and seconded by Ms. Patty that we approve our chemical bids for 2026 as presented. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, we moved the audit. So let's move on to committee reports. Okay, economic development. Trying to remember if
They
there
held
was
the
any.
summit.
Yeah, the summit, yes, of course, the big meeting you all read about in the newspaper was
And,
was very successful, and,
I was asked by the EDC director to write a letter of support for an existing industry to possibly diversify their production lines. They're currently low staffed, and it would put them back up to where they were several years ago. They're currently, I think, running a staff of 50. It would put them to 150 people working actively. So, of course, we support those measures. We want to sell
Yes.
more water.
very much so. One of the biggest topics that came out of the summit that was held back on the 30th of October was affordable housing. You all were there, and I just know that, I know there's a lot of energy around that. And in fact, they're planning the next phase of this engagement, I think hopefully sometime in January. So just know we're moving forward immediately to keep some active engagements there. And just for your information, I will be continuing on with what's called the RCRC, the Roxborough Community Redevelopment Corporation, the nonprofit arm of the Roxborough Housing Authority. And they have 2 SHARP grants right now on the table, and I'm going to be assisting them and hopefully holding on to those grants and getting those projects underway. We've got to look at how we're going to operate them and raise monies for those kinds of things. So I will be assisting them after I step away next month. I'll start helping them because it is a new, they're going to be expanding their board beyond just the Roxborough Housing Authority members. So it's not official yet, but it is coming.
There is a survey that all of you should have received as a follow-up to our joint meeting. It is due Friday. There is a very low response rate at this point. Please complete that before Friday. The
Yes.
consultant is anxious about not getting enough responses.
Right. Thank you for taking care of that. I think that's all we have, because the summit was the October Economic Development meeting. So that was, that took the place of that. And appreciate all of you being there to participate, and hope you got as much out of it as I did. So. Next is the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Baker.
Yes, having the annual bingo
Right.
on this Thursday. Actually, Country Club Road, I always forget the name of the place out there.
The Carolina Estate.
Yeah, it's 5:30 opening, 7 o'clock bingo. Of course, usual the dinner and drinks or whatever. It's not, it's advertising $5,000 to $8,000 worth of gifts. But it's
Ooh.
always some good things out there.
Mhm.
$100 to play all night, or you can play by game, which is $5 to $10 a game.
Always a good time, and usually standing room only.
Yep.
So they fill up
Get
fast.
there early if you want to play.
You're going to sit down, you have to get there to play. You have,
And,
I don't know how
so
many they can accommodate, 150?
I don't know what's the actual number.
Anyway, just
I know
curious.
it's over 100, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank
I
you.
was unable to go to Curtar.
Oh,
last
okay.
time. It was online.
Right, okay. All right, thank you for that report. Mr. Chandler? Education Foundation and Pat's?
Nothing, Pat's doesn't really get until December. Education Foundation, if you go to the, Facebook page, they are putting out, information now. And I think the actual applications will go out in February or so, but we're just doing some promo now on Facebook.
Great. Thanks. Thank you for that. Ms. Petty, Senior Center?
Senior Center, we haven't had a meeting, I do know they went to the fair, so. that I do
Okay.
know.
You didn't go?
No. Yes.
I saw they got several travels coming up next year. That's exciting.
Need to go see what they are.
Yeah, there's some good ones in there, so that's, yes. I saw them online, so you probably find them on their Facebook page. And I think there were at least 3 throughout the year, and there might be more than that. So I know there's 3 already scheduled. So that's always a good thing. Thank you for that. Mr. Phillips, the Chiefs Association and Rama.
Chiefs Association will meet again, I think in December. I believe that's right. So it wasn't one for November. And tomorrow, which would be our regular scheduled meeting, there will be a Rama meeting, but it will be tomorrow morning on its regular schedule,
Okay.
quarterly schedules.
So it's a
Any-
quarterly schedule now?
I think so.
Okay.
So any one of y'all that'd like to come, I mean, it's 8 o'clock, get a breakfast. So it's not like the chamber where they charge $5 for breakfast, so they come eat breakfast.
See
8
that?
o'clock, be there. Come on,
Be
there's
square.
plenty.
All right, thank you. And I know we got our annual services last month, so I guess we won't have it. It's due next month. Okay, okay. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. All right. We'll look forward to hearing about that. Any buzz on Neighborhood Watch, Chief? No? Okay, well, we're at the ready to revitalize those organizations. They tend to be more active in the spring and summer, I guess, because that seems to be when there's more outside activity, more cars driving around, that kind of thing. So I'm curious, since it's Community Watch, how was Halloween? All our neighborhood folks, how did Halloween go for you?
I had to be a senior night at the high school, so you have to ask Chief, he was up there, I think.
Okay. Yes, sir, please. Since we're talking about neighborhood watches, that's probably a good one.
This year, we estimate probably around 2,500 people up on the Crestwood area. A little bit less than last year, but this year we had Person's Final Home Game, 2 churches doing their trunk or treats, and then I understand Palace Point had something as well.
Right.
I will share for a later conversation just some nugget for thought moving forward. It's getting to the point where there's some safety concerns. Most of the kids and the parents assume that the road is closed with the police presence, and there's been a couple close calls with kids darting out from house to house. So maybe something we need to look at moving forward, an appropriate venue to consider how to close those roads to make it a little bit safer. So
I think
something
Mr.
to consider
Brand's
moving
gonna-
forward.
yeah, I think Mr. Brand's gonna bring that up once he comes on, because he's up there too.
Yes. Yeah, I've been concerned for a while, so we'll just put that out there, food for thought.
It's crazy. I've been up there myself visiting friends that happened to have a gathering on Halloween. And yes, it took forever just to even get into their driveway, and it was close to the end of the street. So it was like near the Chubb Lake end. And there were just people just coming in all directions and stopping and kind of making it like a one-way going,
It
I
is
guess
a-
it would be west or whatever.
Yes, ma'am. It gets
it
one
was
way for
crazy.
sure for about an hour, yeah. But overall, it was a safe event, a lot of great kids out there. I saw plenty of them dressed up as the police, so try to give them an application. Do all we can for recruitment.
Good work.
Good. But that's a good thing. That's a positive thing, I think. If they were dressing up as something else that was not friendly to the police, I would be more concerned.
I even tried to recruit a couple of ones that were dressed up as fire folks. So
Oh, okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that. All right. So, let's move on then.
Maybe,
If there's
one
no-
other thing.
Yes, sir.
The Veterans Day ceremony
Yes,
is
yes,
tomorrow
yes.
at 11 at Veterans Park.
Thank you. I was going to save that for council
you.
discussion,
Okay.
but it's
Oh,
fine. No, you're fine. You're fine with that. Tomorrow's the Veterans, I guess this is their last, it's the last event of a long week of things they've been doing since last week. So, hope you all have had a chance to visit with them and take in their events for the last while.
They had the largest parade, not only with participants in the parade, but people coming out to see the Veterans Day Parade. Largest one they've had. Ronnie told me that twice.
That's great. That's great.
They asked us, well, I know Linda sent out something about their ball Saturday night. When I was up there talking to them, the shop my wife and I own donate 5 quilts, small quilts to the ball each year. So we did that again this year, and they invited us out. So we attended the event Saturday night.
Awesome.
The Veteran of the Year was none other than our former council member Reggie Horton.
That's right.
So he was honored that night.
Saw that on Facebook.
It was a good event.
Yeah, it was. Lots of nice pictures online about that event, so appreciate your attendance there. Anyone else? All right, we'll move on then to our administrative reports. Ms. Moore? Let's talk about the money.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
You have been presented the financials as of September the 30th in their normal format. The general fund expenditures exceeded revenues by $1,373. In comparison to the prior year, expenditures exceeded revenues by $26,253. The water sewer fund revenues exceeded expenditures by $643,214. In comparison to the prior year, revenues exceeded expenditures by $364,573. Excuse me. The fund balance for the general fund is at 12.72%. Prior year comparison is 15.79%. The fund balance for the water sewer fund is at 9.4%. Prior year comparison is at 10.26%. Are there any questions about the financials?
You got any good news for us?
Supposed to be making them go the other way.
Yes, sir. So if you recall, we did have that tax increase as well. So that's actually part of the fund balance being less than it was in the prior year for the general fund. The water sewer fund had some big expenditures that took place in the month of October. So that's what's caused that to swing back the other way as well. We are still moving forward with trying to limit the expenditures as we're putting out. As they're coming in, we're trying to make sure that we are limiting what we are doing and trying to be cost savings forward thinking as well.
Where's that settlement?
It's not in this.
It should hit in October.
Okay.
We've been working with the auditors to see if they'll allow us to backdate it to the fiscal ending June 30. So
Okay,
Yep.
Okay.
good.
As of right now, it's booked as a receivable for fiscal year 24-25.
Was it all completed before the end of the?
August, you have a 60-day window you can
Oh,
backdate,
right,
but
yeah,
y'all
right.
approved the agreement in June or July.
Right,
Yep.
So, yeah.
thank you.
The tax report is as of October the 31st, which is 4 months in, and that is at 17.84%. Prior year comparison was at 19.79, so that's staying right in line with what we've seen so far this year. Hoping for increase in that within the next couple of months
Nobody
as
wants
well.
to pay the taxes, I can understand. I don't want to have to pay mine either, gracious. What I did to myself.
And as part of my, as an agenda item in the prior meeting, the RFPs came back for the financing agreements that we were going for, and I just wanted to give you the update on that as those came in today. Our lowest bid was Truist at 4.18%. per 5 years. So that would put our annual payment amount for the 5 police vehicles, the garbage truck, an asphalt roller, and the fire chief's truck at $207.931. So that's about where it puts our annual payment for that transaction. The other 2 banks that we got were Capital Government and Roxborough Savings Bank as well. And those respective percentages were 4.58% and 4.35% for the interest rate on those. Are there any questions regarding the financing package?
We're going before the LGC in January to
Yep.
get approval.
So now that we have the RFPs back, I can go ahead and move forward with the application submittal. That has to be to them before December the 2nd. So I'll be heavily working on getting that application together. It's like a 26-page application that has all of the supplemental information as well, which makes it close to 50 to 75 pages, depending on the information submitted up for that.
Of which none of that would be required to go before the LGC because none of it's in excess of $500,000 other than what we know we're beholden to.
Okay.
Thank
Any
you.
questions for Ms. Moore? We thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next, Mr. Lockhart.
Thank you, Mayor. Did want to note on the Curtar, they are working both the TAC and TCC, which Lauren attends for the city of Roxborough, or Lauren Johnson attends for the city of Roxborough. They're actually, is some consideration of putting together a committee to look at advocating for US 158 expansion. So that is going to be everything new, everything old is new again. I think 20, 30 years ago, that was a big push for all the communities in the Curtar, and they're going to be pushing that yet again. They also held a managers meeting to introduce new school of government staff. New Professor Colt Jensen is going to be taking Carl Sternberger's place. I believe Carl is retiring, and so Colt will be kind of our governmental expert at the School of Government, so I met with him earlier this past week. Will note, when I was in Oxford, their power went out again. So last time I was in Oxford, the entire city lost power. This time I was in Oxford, the city lost power. I think the city manager told me I'm not allowed to come back. I think that's what the conversation was.
If I can touch on that 158 expansion, that actually was named a strategic corridor, if memory serves me correctly, around 2007. I remember I was a council member when that happened, and anyway, there was a whole lot of energy around. I mean, the state actually designated it. They wanted to have something out away from the I-40 corridor because it was getting so congested, and that the upper tier of states along the state line, it was going to be from the mountains to the coast. So yeah, you're right. It's coming back to life, and hopefully that will benefit us tremendously.
At some point, DOT removed the designation except for the eastern leg of it. They removed that designation. So hopefully we can get something similar, or at least them to consider a superhighway, because it does connect. It is a alternative to east-west commercial traffic.
Well, anything will be an improvement.
Absolutely.
It has been a twisty little ribbon from here to Yanceyville and from here to Oxford for a long, long time. So it can certainly use some improvement, straightening out.
So a few dates for council to please take note of. Tomorrow, the city offices will be closed in observance of Veterans Day, Tuesday, November 11th. Tuesday's garbage will be collected on Wednesday, the November 12th, along with Wednesday's regular route. The city council orientation meeting is scheduled for 9 a.m. on Monday, November 17th, here at City Hall. If you have any particular questions, please contact the city clerk. She's put in a lot of effort to put this together for you all, and it does include your ethics training. We are going to have, following that, we're going to be having a meeting to present our audit. At the writing of this report, that was not decided at the time. City offices will be closed in observance of Thanksgiving on November 27th and Friday, November 28th. Thursday's garbage will be collected on Wednesday, the 26th, along with Wednesday's regular route, and Friday's garbage will be collected on Monday, December 1st, along with Monday's regular route. The Employee Appreciation Luncheon is 11 a.m. on Wednesday, December 3rd at Palace Point. And again, please call City Clerk Clayton if you have any questions. Our next council meeting is scheduled for 7 p.m. Tuesday, December 9th at City Hall. Important note for council, there is quite a bit already scheduled for that agenda. So please come with that bearing in mind. Also, Jingle on Main is going to be December 4th here in beautiful Uptown Roxborough, starting at 5:30, and they're moving the Christmas tree lighting up. Instead of 6:30, it's going to be 6 p.m. So, again, Jingle on Main, 5:30, December 4th, here in beautiful, historic Uptown Roxborough. And then, as noted in the last several meetings, I do want to meet, and hopefully in December we can set a date for when we can do a strategic plan update meeting with the council-elect to set up priorities for the coming budget year. There's a lot of updates related to Hurricane Chantal, and I'll walk through this. We have submitted our request for public assistance to both FEMA and North Carolina Emergency Management. Both were received and approved. Staff is anticipating 75% funding from FEMA and 25% funding from North Carolina Emergency Management. This is a reimbursement model. We have requested to both FEMA and Emergency Management to explore options related to the spillway repair that would allow us not to dip too severely into our fund balances, like a cash grant or other options. They are exploring that. It is a unique ask, but we're in a unique position. I think if anybody has the right to ask, we do. We held an exploratory call with our FEMA Program Delivery Manager on 10-16. We held an additional site visit with multiple FEMA officials, which included public assistance, program delivery, damage assessment, and others. And thank you, Brian and Lauren and Sammy at the water plant and John Wilford at the water plant for all you did to help put that together. I think it was a very successful visit. At the direction of FEMA staff, we've broken the project into smaller components similar to the damage overview listing that's been previously shared with the City Council. This will allow us to move forward on many of the smaller projects that are manageable while we wait on the engineering design work and bidding documents for the larger projects. We will likely be bringing forward a capital project ordinance for the larger repairs, as they will not be able to be done within a fiscal year. Staff is working with FEMA to develop a plan, and those would include specifically the spillway and the raw water intake pump, and possibly City Lake Gate. We have a proposal and an opinion of probable cost for repair from an engineering firm related to City Lake, Lake Isaac Walton Gate. That's the gate that's seized up, and we need to be able to turn that in order to relieve pressure off the spillway at City Lake here just north of town. We're anticipating receiving a draft from Labella on the previously approved by council assessment for the Lake Roxborough Spillway the week of Thanksgiving. That gives us approximately a week to read through it and basically develop, well, about 2 weeks actually. It gives us 2 weeks to review that for the final submittal for FEMA. And hopefully that'll give us a more accurate opinion of probable cost. The number we've been throwing around is 12.5 million. It may not be that much, but that's unknown until we get a good opinion, solid opinion of probable cost. Generally, for council's knowledge, fire hydrant pressure testing is still underway, and additional updates are going to continue to be pushed by our PIO to inform the community. Smoke testing of the sanitary sewer system related to the asset and inventory assessment is underway, and it's a grant that we got to identify inflow and infiltration concerns. Letters were mailed, and additional updates again have been pushed by our PIO to inform the community, and we got an update today. Last week they had to stop work because their smoke machine was broke. They fixed the smoke machine and they plan to resume. Is it Thursday and Friday, Brian? Is that right?
Wednesday and Thursday.
Or Wednesday and Thursday, excuse me. Wednesday and Thursday. So, get the word out. If anybody, we don't want everybody to panic, but again, Wednesday and Thursday there will be smoke testing actively going on the sewer lines in town. Western Sewer update. Given holiday conflicts, we'll only be scheduling one monthly meeting to cover November and December, and that's going to be at 9:30 a.m. on December 11th, and then we'll resume our monthly schedule in January. The contractor's monthly report was attached to your packet with the overview below.
October's work progress has increased as compared to prior months as we're nearing the end of their rock concerns, still in that proximity of Chubb Lake Road. As noted last month, drill testing southwest of Chubb Lake Road, east of Younger Road, has indicated less rock density, which will allow for faster progress going forward. Weather continued to be favorable with minimal impacts to the schedule. We have been in a 3-month drought. Approximately 25% of total piping at this point has been laid, 100% of the 24-inch gravity sewer, and 45% of the 18-inch gravity sewer. So if you break up this project in your mind, the largest pipe is going to be closest to the plant and back from there. So basically, we worked from the sewer plant back, and we've done all of the very large gravity sewer pipeline. And now we've placed about half the gravity sewer pipeline that's going to go all the way to Samora Road from there. So basically, around PCC and down to Samora Road, that's where the gravity sewer line is going to stop. And then everything south of that is going to be force main. Any questions?
The Monday meeting, how much time do we need to try to plan on allotting for that?
We will feed you, though. We're not going to lock you in a room and not feed you.
So 12 to 2 for all
12 to 2 for us, yeah.
And the 12 to 2 is probably, we're not going to 2 hours to do the audit. Probably 30 minutes, I would hope.
Okay. Sounds good.
So it may actually be 12:30, 12:45. But again, it depends on how many questions you guys have about the audit.
Great, thank you. Any questions from Mr. Lockhart? All right, we thank you.
Thank you.
Council discussion, what's on your mind?
Going back to a couple of things in the consent agenda that's brought up, Brian. I noted that in y'all's report, there's no work done on any of the fire hydrants. I noted the fire department has expressed concerns about a lot of the fire hydrants in the area. Are y'all looking at? Yes.
As you know, with the aging infrastructure, we're seeing a lot of leaks. The Public Utilities Department, the superintendent, back in September, terminated his employment. We still haven't hired that position. We've got people filling in there. We've been 3 or 4 short for a year or more. Today, we only had 2. Because when you put 3 or 4 guys working together and one gets sick, they all ride together. They're all working together, so they all get sick. Today, we had 2 people in that department on the crew. One of them being the interim superintendent, if you will. So, being shorthanded is an understatement. We're doing the best we can, but it's tough. We're burning the guys we have out because they're coming in weekends during the night. They're working a lot of overtime, the guys that we do have. So it's stressing on them as well.
And we are augmenting with contract labor as well. We could do the hydrant repairs, we could actually do those in-house, but given that we've been playing prioritization of fixing active leaks, we did get the hydrant that was on Main Street, South Main Street, that one the valve got stuck in, and the hydrant got ordered. Has the new hydrant been installed on that one?
It was a 4-inch line, and we didn't have a 4-inch line.
Right.
We have 6-inch hydrants, so we had to order a coupler to adapt it down. That took a while to come in.
Right. But we did actively do that one, is that?
We did do that one by the library. We got a leak on Ridge Road. We're trying to get to it. It's gonna get down to 20 degrees tonight.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
We're doing the best we can. We're using the contractor to supplement lack of employees. We're just keeping our head above water.
And we did budget for the contractor to do that work on Ridge Road, but
Right.
we're having the contractor have to do.
This is a different leak. though.
Assist, oh, that's another. oh,
This
fine.
is another leak, yeah.
We have a big one.
This is almost at the stoplight now, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right at the restaurant. on the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw that today, and I agree.
The one we contracted is down where the sidewalks tore up, right across from the hospital.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's the one we're contracted to have done.
I just assumed it was the same leak.
It's it's
That was a different one.
Okay. We had a leak on Garrett Street today. It was galvanized. They dug it up, went to repair it. A leak 2 foot away.
Oh, no.
It's old galvanized line, and every time you touch it, it crumbled. They ended up had to dig all the way across the road, lay a whole new line in. What would typically be a couple hour job takes them all day. They work till after 4 o'clock today, 4:30, 5 o'clock. So
And I will note on the Garrett Street one, we did have some concerns from residents because that's an older neighborhood where we only have one entrance, one exit. So when we closed that road, no one could go to and from their houses. And this is why our land use planning requires 2 entrances and exits for these subdivisions, because of situations like these. So again, we address those things through land use planning, but for practicality's sake, there was no alternative. We had to shut the road in order to effect this repair. There was a pregnant woman who didn't have water for a couple days. We had to get her fixed. Well, not her fixed, but the water.
While you're standing there, it looks like they made the repairs to Durham Road
yes,
necessary. It didn't look like as big a section as we had originally thought.
right. And I think that that was the first time we had used Turner asphalt, and I think they did an excellent job.
That's good.
And,
They did it fairly quickly, too.
They did. So we
That's
might
at
look
least
at using them in the future. They were a lot of, Sunrock wouldn't even talk to us. They said they had so much work, they wouldn't even talk to us. That's typically where I go to. So, I was satisfied and DOT was satisfied with the work.
Did, what about Donald Long's operation? Does he do something that size? DR, what is it?
Long Incorporated.
Long Incorporated. I'm not sure.
He's local. I know.
We'll be glad to bid him out.
Right.
I'm sure I might hear something about it this week from him, so.
Sure. We'll just tell him we're open to bidding him out for work.
That's right.
Tell him I brought him up.
There you go.
Which brings us to the next thing, how we doing on these openings? Like for him?
For that one, we're going to try to put a superintendent in place first before we added more workers, so that we had some leadership there before we added more people. I do have applications waiting to be reviewed. The previous superintendent did not get through before he left.
Is somebody from the inside that's looking to move up?
We have some inside candidates, yes.
Great. Tell the guys how much we appreciate them.
Yes.
I know that doesn't, that
Something we
sounds,
can do, I know.
yeah, they're doing all they can do and even more, and just know how much we appreciate it. Thank you. Anything else for council discussion tonight? All right, then we'll need a motion after a short recess to go into closed session per general statute 143, 318, 11A1 for attorney-client privilege, and 143, 318, 11A6 for personnel. And seconded by Mr. Phillips that we go into closed session. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Take a brief